Let's read a book with Teacher Clau. So come on, let's start.
Today we are gonna read Whoever Heard of a Flying Bird? Living on an island in the middle of the sea, Pip and all the other birds relaxed beneath their tree. Her flock stayed on the ground. They never thought to fly. It sounded so ridiculous, they didn't even try. They lived there in the dirt, eating seeds from off the ground, or fruit that fell from off the tree, or squishy or unbrowned. Iceland's life was simple, and she lived a life of ease. Yet Pip still yearned for something more than life beneath the trees. Pip became determined to find a way up high. She had no clue what to do, but knew she had to try. Pip started with basics, something never tried before, and aiming for a piece of fruit, she jumped off the floor. Sadly, this was not enough. She missed it by a mile. The other chirped and laughed at her, and taunted with a smile. Whoever heard of a jumping bird that leap and bound around? There's no such thing as jumping birds who won't stay on the ground. Pip was not a quitter, and she had another plan. She took off running in a dash, and up the tree she ran. Although she sprinted quickly, her tactic did not work. The others seemed amused by this, and looked on with a smirk. Whoever heard of a running bird running up a tree? There's no such thing as running birds, the others squawked with glee. Pippa was not quite finished. There were still more things to try. Next, she tried to flap her wings to reach the branch up high. She flapped and shook her wings, and spun and danced around. But nothing changed, and there she stood, feet firmly on the ground. Whoever heard of flapping birds flapping up and down? There's no such thing as flapping birds. You're silly like a clown. Pip had even more ideas. She tried to do them all, but every single thing she tried just ended in a fall. That night she took a walk and found a place to sit. She thought, this seems impossible. Maybe I should quit. While sitting there alone, a firefly flew by. Pip was just amazed to see a bug could fly so high. A feeling then came over her. She had to try once more. She knew it did not matter that no bird had flown before. She barely slept in a wink that night. She rose before the dawn, then waddled slowly to the tree as all the birds looked on. Pip began to flap her wings, then took off with a dash. She made it pretty far this time, but landed with a crash. Whoever heard of flying birds like clouds up in the sky? Don't you know there's no such thing? We just aren't meant to fly. She thought of all her failures, and she thought of all she'd learned. She looked at all the lumps and bumps and bruises that she earned. She stood back and dusted off. A tear was in her eye. She clenched her beak and picked soft to get it one more time. She focused on the through the boat. She breathed in long and deep. She spread her feathery wings and ran, then took a giant leap. One said, "That's impossible. We aren't meant to fly." But Pip did fly. She reached that fruit and took a juicy bite. One by one, Pig took each bird and showed them how to fly. No longer stuck down on the ground. Their home was now the sky.
¿Te gustó esta lectura? Pues dale like y suscríbete al canal. Recuerda que tienes una lista de reproducción donde encontrarás más de 200 lecturas para practicar el idioma inglés. También tenemos otras listas de reproducción como vocabulario, tiempos verbales, phrasal verbs y demás. Así que hazle clic en la campanita para que no se te olvide ninguna notificación que yo haga. Ahora, si quieres clases de inglés con Teacher Clau, pues entra a www.teacherclau.com y encontrarás todos mis cursos. Así que nos vemos muy pronto.